This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
And the pitch is swung on, hit the right field, hit deep. Whitefield going back at the track, over his head, and over the wall. Do you believe that?
And 29 other MLB clubs.
Ramirez with a drive to deep right, away back, gone.
Go Hayes, hits a bomb out there by the Rocks. And boy, oh boy, this third inning is now showtime.
It is a Judgian blast. All rise. Here comes the judge.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe, from humidors to spin rates to game-changing moments. We have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us next from the town, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
It is opening day here at the Oakland Coliseum. Hello, A's fans, baseball fans out there. It's the best day of the year, other than Christmas, other than your birthday. Opening day, no question, is one of the best. It's the start of something, hopefully something special. But you get ready for what is now a journey of 6 months that we know here on A's Cast it's a long commitment of bringing you as much baseball and as much A's content as we possibly can. And our commitment is to you, the fans. We designed this show with you, the fans, in mind. Because if you know, in the past, there was there's not enough A's content. We're not getting any A's content. Don't worry. We're going to create something different for you, and it's called A's Cast. And then after A's Cast, we created A's Cast Live, which is this show, which was available streaming. You could listen to it. And then now we've taken a step further. You can now watch it, all the great guests, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook. And we bring it to you throughout the year. A's Cast Live is Monday through Friday. A's Cast is, you can stream it at any time. It's running every single day, 365, 24/7. And then, of course, you get all the games right here on A's Cast. You get the pregame show, A's Total Access. And, of course, you get the postgame show, which I got to start gearing up for us because tonight will be the first postgame show. I haven't talked to the mob in a long time.
833-625-2278. Get in now. Robert Costa in the studio awaiting your phone calls.
The legendary callers have had a few months to prepare for tonight's show, and I cannot wait to talk to everybody in the post-game show. But we'll have A's Access in just a little bit coming up for you. Wonderful show once again for you. We got Mark Kotsay, the manager of the Oakland Athletics, going to be here in just moments. We taped that earlier today. David Forst, the general manager, he's going to be here at 4:15?
Correct, yeah.
Wow, we got to get going here. Brett Phillips, Maverick, our buddy from the Rays, legendary Rays, now an Angel?
Yeah.
We're going to talk to
Awkward.
Maverick, a guy that I'm big on. I think could have a nice career with the Athletics. And one of my early fan favorites, Ryan Noda, is
Happy
going
birthday,
to be here.
Ryan Noda, 27 today.
And then a guy making his big league debut, Johnny Doskow. It's a huge, something I told Johnny, that's something you and I will never get. We never got we worked in the minors and got called up. We've just always been media hacks.
Yeah.
So we never got this experience that Johnny's getting. So a very special day, opening day. We will have it covered, no question. As you can see, we have the matching sweaters on.
Yeah, literally same color, same brand, same everything.
It's the same,
same
sweater.
Thank you, Link Soul, for
our
hooking
new
us up.
sponsors. Check out Link Soul. You want fine clothing, whether you're talking about polos, sweaters, shirts, shorts, pants for golf, casual wear, dinner, happy hour. Go to linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com. Of course, Nest Betting is still the sponsor of the Mark Kotsay Show for all your betting needs. If you need a new mattress, you go to Nest Betting. Support our sponsors. That's what you need to do. All right, you want to go to
yeah, we should probably get to Kotsay because David's very punctual. He's like me. Very punctual about time.
Earlier today, we got an opportunity to hook up with the manager of the Oakland Athletics. Mark Kotsay will be here exclusively. Now, he'll every once in a while do interviews other places, but where do you get him every single week? There's only one place. That's here on A's Cast Live and on A's Cast. Here's the skipper of your Oakland Athletics, Mark Kotsay. Time for the Mark Kotsay Show right here brought to you by NestBetting.com. It's here on A's Cast and A's Cast Live. Love where you sleep. Go to Nest Betting for all your betting, your mattress, your sheets, your pillows, you name it. They got the special pillow going right now. You go to NestBetting.com. Use the coupon code Oakland to get 10% off your entire order. The skipper, Mark Kotsay, is with us. Opening day, always so special. You've had a lot. You've had a lot as a player, as a coach. This is your second as a manager. How's it feel?
It feels the same in terms of the excitement around it. There's not a better day than opening day in baseball and sports, and just the buzz, the atmosphere. You wake up to text messages of guys just excited about watching baseball today.
Well, and I think about for you, it's about winning. As much as the hoopla and the bunting and all the festivities, this game, they all matter. All 162 matter. And I know this season, probably a little different for you. You knew it was chaotic going in because of basically the lockout and the shortened spring training. This year, different ballgame.
Yeah, different ballgame. We had a full spring training, which we haven't had in 3 years, dating back to 2020 when COVID hit and spring training was postponed. And so it was a different spring. A lot of new faces here to the club. We went through a transition last year with a lot of change kind of during spring training and into the season. And this year that took place in the off season. So we've had a little bit of time to be together to try to build a culture and an identity. And, I think this team, we've put the work in and we're ready to start a season.
So tell A's fans out there, what excites you about this roster, the team, the makeup of these guys?
I think the biggest thing, you look at the young youth talent that we're starting out with. You look at Shea Langley behind the plate, Estuary Ruiz in center field, the additions of some veteran players that have won. Aledmus Diaz, who was on the Houston Astros World Series team last year. So his leadership, his experience with winning baseball was welcomed with wide open arms. And you've got Jace Peterson, who's been on playoff teams. You've Jesus Aguilar, who's been on playoff teams. We're looking for a big year out of Ramon Laureano. Who doesn't want to watch Ramon play when he's healthy and when he's doing it? So, it's exciting. We've got a lot of young arms, and it may take time for these young arms to reach their full maturity. But you know what? We're excited about them, and they've got big futures.
Some people look at it and say, well, the A's aren't going to win a lot of ball games. What do you say to people that say that?
I say we're gonna win every day we get out here and have that opportunity. We're going to attack with that mindset. Obviously we have our challenges in front of us that we understand, and we're going to take each game one day at a time and take the positives from those games and continue to build, continue to grow.
When you think about the roster being set now we know. We talked to you down at spring training where so much is about versatility, being able to play a lot of different positions. Like all of a sudden you're like, well, now you're going to have Diaz at short. And you also have Nick Allen at short. Well, you talk about you guys are going to play all over the place. How important is that if you're going to be on this roster, you play a lot of different positions?
Well, it definitely gives flexibility, I think. And as you talked about, versatility in this game is valued probably greater than it has been in the past. But we do have some flexibility. We can make some moves late game to get some matchups. And I think you've seen that. How this organization has done things in the past, how they've had success. Let's rewind. Let's rewind back to when I got here in 2016 as the bench coach. 15 and 16 were similar, kind of seasons where you saw some youth, you saw them touch the big leagues. You saw Matt Olson for the first time. You end up seeing in 17 a group of young players start out the year and build a culture, build an identity. And I think there's a lot of similarities in that with this group as well.
Yeah, you started seeing guys like Olson and Chapman, and we know the kind of run that you went on. And there's something about at this level, and for all your years playing, you can speak to this, is that you got to learn. You just don't show up and say, hey, we're good. Let's roll the jocks out and see what happens. I mean, you've got to learn how to win at this level, do it on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, you really do, and that's fact. And that team did learn how to win. They started at the end of 17, and then they rolled it into 18, 19, 20, 21. And I think there's some similarities to this group with the youthfulness. You look at the young pitching staffs that started out in Oakland, that started the success of the 2000s with Hudson, Zito, Mulder. Now you got names like Mueller, Waldachek. So there are some areas that we're really excited about in the youth, and then there's some veteran guys that we've mixed in that have won, that've come off some championship teams that can teach them how to do that as well.
Something that you and Scott Emerson have to be really still working on the game plan of is you're going to use a lot of starters, right? If Fuji's going to go every Saturday on weeks where you don't have days off, because we'll roll off 13, 14 straight games, you're going to be juggling a lot of different guys. Have you thought about that, whether it's 5, 5.5? Because we were used to just, here's your 5. Now it's 5.5, 6. I like to call the 5.5 the swing man, someone like an Aller or Sears. Just have you thought that out in your mind, how that's going to play out?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the roster configuration, I mean, we talked about going, it's a 5-man rotation with Fuji being, to start out the year pitching every Saturday, which, we have some days off mixed in, but those days off for those other 4 pitchers don't really count as a day off. It's not, where you can push a guy back. It counts as a day that it's in their scheduled either 4-day or 5-day, break before they take the mound. So it's definitely mapped out. But you know what? Anything that's mapped out usually changes, right, in this game. So we're definitely gonna have our work cut out for us. There's some spot starts in there, like you talked about, and like I mentioned to start this conversation with the roster configuration. There's 2 long guys in the bullpen, 2 guys that have been in our rotation that have started last year, started for us, and they're gonna get their fair opportunity of to pitch in games. And we'll see how this thing works out.
As Mike Tyson always said, everybody has a game plan until they get hit in the face, and then everything changes real quick. Quickly, let's go over just, the rule changes. You stole a lot of bases in spring training. We talked about that being in spring training. Do you see yourself being more, we're going to get aggressive, we're going to take 90 feet, we're going to own 90 feet, we're going to steal bags this season?
Yeah, our roster exists in that way, in that manner, and I think we're going to find our opportunities to take advantage of the disengagement rule, which enables or takes away from their opportunity to pick over more than 2 times, and we can extend leads. We can try to get better extensions and better timing from that standpoint to take advantage of those rules. And I think if there's one thing to really be excited about, if you're sitting back listening to this and you're an Oakland A's fan, that Estuary Ruiz has 80 speed. This kid's electric, and he's going to be something to watch this season.
I've already seen in games today, balls hit up the middle that would have been outs because of no shifting are now base hits. I saw one from Bo Bichette earlier, was like, oh, that would have been an out. I think of the first game between the Yankees and the Giants at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. It was history made on most strikeouts by 2 starting pitchers in Cole and Webb. And normally a game like that's going to be well over 3 hours, 2 hours and 33 minutes. So are you excited about the pace of the game?
Yeah, I think the fans are excited about the pace. The pace came from the survey that was put out there by Major League Baseball last year. And the 2 things of importance for the fans were game time and stolen bases. And so I think throughout spring training, we saw both of those issues addressed. They were both, the data provided exact results for what took place, and that was, like you said, more stolen bases, and the game time average was 235. So you had 30 punch outs in a game today for opening day between 2 teams, and like you said, normally those games would take 3+ hours, and it was still a 233.
I'm excited. I'm excited about your leadership. I'm excited what you bring to this team, how you control the clubhouse, the respect that they have for you. Last year was it was just, we knew what it was, right? It was what it was. This year, it's different. Spring training was different. Your message was different. I'm really excited. You as excited as me for your second year?
I am. Yes, I am. And there's more anxiety to a second year, right? Because you have those expectations and you know what's in front of you. So the challenges are there, and we're going to tackle them, and we're going to continue to get better every day and grind this thing out.
We're excited. for
All right,
you.
buddy. Thank you.
That's the Mark Kotsay Show, brought to you by nestbedding.com. Love where you sleep. Go to their locations in the Bay Area or online for your mattress that his family sleeps on. And, of course, for all your bedding, your pillows, everything, you go to nestbedding.com. Use the coupon code Oakland. The Mark Kotsay Show. It's now time. We're going from the Mark Kotsay Show, the movers and shakers of the Oakland Athletics, to the David Forst Show, the general manager of your Oakland Athletics. I'm excited to see what year 2 is like for Mark Kotsay, because we talked about it with you. I mean, you've been doing this for so long. For Mark Kotsay, came out of a lockout. You guys just had to, like, put a team together and go, here you go.
Right.
And this year's different for him. He can now implement a little bit more, the message, the players. He's now known who the players are going to be for a while. So I'm excited about year 2. What are your expectations for the manager for year 2?
I mean, I'll say first, like, let's give Mark some credit for last year. Like, that team, you said he couldn't talk to anybody. He got thrown together. By the middle, the end of the year, like, that team was his team. Like, he did a great job last year leading that club. We played hard through the very end. Obviously a disappointing year results-wise, but that club played hard, like, all the way through the last series. So I'll give Mark and his staff a lot of credit for what they did last season. He obviously had a full off season this year. He and I talked just about every day. He was very involved with, the players we brought in. He spoke with Jace. He spoke with Aledmus, with Aggie before we brought these guys in. So, he was on top of things, and he's had a full spring training now to really, more than sort of his style of play, I would say just put his brand of leadership, his culture, everything about this clubhouse is Mark's, and it's really fun to see.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say kind of like when we had the COVID season, a manager, like, whether you could talk to your players or not, you didn't know when you're going to play. And as you mentioned, couldn't even talk to the guys last year in the lockout. Just such an odd time. So it's going to be fun. He's there's that nervous energy for him as we talked with him. And it's like his second year. I kind of like that. There's a little more expectation. I don't care what the outside says. Yeah. It's what people think inside. And I think people on the inside need to understand there's more expectations wins-wise, play-wise for this team than what we saw last year.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I think we knew we were on our heels last year from the beginning, sort of playing defense, so to speak, and we'd moved a lot of guys. We'd brought guys in at the last minute. Like, we've had a chance now to sort of set this up. It's still going to be a challenge. Like, we got a really good division. There's a lot of teams in our division, in our league, that are going to be really good. But we've had a chance to play offense and to really – bring in some guys, make some trades, bring up some young guys. We got a good look at a lot of players in spring training, and Mark's excited. Everybody in there is excited because I think they know there's a lot of talent in this clubhouse. Some of it's young and inexperienced, and we're going to see the things that go along with that, but there's a lot of talent here.
We were looking over the roster and how things change. Last year to this year, you got like 3 carryovers from pitchers, position players. There's a lot of change. Yeah. It's something you've done throughout your career. You think about your long career with the A's, opening day. Like, we get all jacked up. But what's the opening day roster like? But the reality is this roster is going to change so much. So what is the opening day roster, and what does opening day mean to you?
Well, you're right. I mean, this is what we do. I think those of us who've been here a long time, and the nice thing about Kots and most of the coaching staff, they've been here a long time. They're used to it. There is a lot of turnover. There's always a lot of new faces. And to your point about sort of opening day versus the rest of the year, when Mark and I spoke to a number of the players the other night who didn't make the team, we made it very clear there is an opening day roster, and everybody wants to be here. Everybody who's not on this 26-man is disappointed. But the reality is those guys are going to be here at some point, because we're not getting through here with 26 guys. We're not getting through with 5 starters or 13 pitchers or 13 position players, however you want to break it down. So this is going to be a real team effort, a full roster effort. So we know it's part of being here. We know the turnover. We know we're going to have to rely on a lot of guys. And again, having Mark here as a player, as a coach, he gets that. It's part of sort of the fabric of who we are, and he's able to roll with it.
So, like, next week, we're not going to see all these media people in suits next week?
I can't speak for them. I hope they keep showing up. I have a feeling if Fuji keeps pitching, a lot of them are going to keep showing up. But
we'll be here. I can guarantee you, A's Cast, we will be here.
Hey, I enjoy the attention. I enjoy the excitement that comes with opening day. Hope everybody enjoys it. I know we're going to have a lot of people here tonight, and that's fun.
All right, so 5-man rotation. 5.5 with a swing guy,
Sure.
6-man rotation. When you have days off, when you don't, like, it's never officially been done for a full season. Or how do you see it playing out?
We're using the word flexible. I mean, we started this in January when the idea of having Fuji as part of our rotation kind of became real. We mapped it out and you sort of put him each day of the week, see what it looks like working around him. I mean, the reality is he may get 3 or 4 starts in and say, hey, my body feels really good. I don't need a full 6 days of rest like you had in Japan. So that's why we're not saying, yes, here's the 6-man or here's the 5 and a spot starter. Like, this is going to be flexible. It's going to change. We know, unfortunately, there are going to be injuries in the rotation because that's the reality of playing, and we'll adjust around that too. So right now, yes, we've mapped it out through, basically through the Baltimore series, and we know we're going to need an off day a spot starter while we're in Baltimore. But beyond that, we'll see. We'll see how guys bounce back. We'll see who needs extra days. For me, it's never a bad thing early in the year to give a starter an extra day of rest. If you can do that, it's a long season. 30-plus starts is tough for these guys, and frankly, not a lot of our guys have done it. So I'm totally fine with being flexible. Mark and Emo can roll with it. We'll just see how it goes.
I know that the number fluctuates, but really the average team is going to use at least 13 guys a year. Everybody in baseball. It is what it is. Who is the 5+ guy? Who's the swing man who's going to be so valuable because he's going to need to bridge to get you to the high leverage relievers? He's going to have to give you quality starts, and he's going to have to give you innings coming out of the bullpen. Who do you see being that guy?
Well, right now, Aller and Adrian are the two, sort of most obvious candidates, just because they're stretched out. They were preparing to be starters. Aller, I think, got up to 4, maybe 5 innings. Adrian, a little interrupted by the WBC, but those are the guys who can give us some length and really, give us 2 or 3 innings one day and then maybe start 3 days later if we need it. After that, we'll see who's pitching well in AAA, who's healthy. We can't do anything really with roster guys for 15 days. Once those guys are optioned, they're down for 15 days. So you look then at the non-roster guys if you have to make a move in the first 2 weeks, and we'll see who that is.
Boy, Aller, it's amazing. Like, professional athletes, sometimes the light just goes on. And he talked about with us in spring about his relationship with Stephen Vogt helping him be a pro.
Yeah.
Looking the way he ended the season and how he threw the ball in spring training, you now know why you guys want him in the Bassett trade and why he was the Mets minor league pitcher of the year. You see that now. I mean, going tonight, Kyle Muller, 6'7", left-handed. He looks it. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, the future for him. We had never seen him before, and we talked about how special he could be. Now we saw him in spring. I mean, he could be the guy.
We know it's a little unconventional. You basically throw a rookie out there on opening night. He's got a handful of starts in the big leagues under his belt, so it's not going to be his first time out on a major league mound. But the reality is that's kind of how the cards fell, and he's pumped. I mean, I've seen him now a couple days in a row sort of jumping around in the clubhouse. He's excited to be out there. Now, obviously, that also opening night, you got to kind of calm the nerves and you don't throw the first 3 to the backstop. But I'd rather have a guy who's fired up and excited about being out there than a guy who's scared and not sure he's there. So, I mean, I'm sure you've read the story when Kotz told him, he dropped an F-bomb and was fired up right from the minute Kotz told him in his office. So that's the kind of enthusiasm you want out there. I know everybody else is sort of feeling that when they go out there between the lines. So it should be fun. I don't know who they're throwing tonight. I haven't heard yet. But, we'll do the best we can.
Yeah, is it an opener? I mean, what do they have going tonight?
I don't know. Whoever they throw out there.
We'll
be ready.
But, one thing that we've talked about today here on the show, speaking of that guy, I can't remember the last time we've had this momentum for the game of baseball, whether it was all the excitement with the WBC, all the great games that ended with Trout and Ohtani, which, it couldn't have come out any better.
Yep.
The new rules have everybody excited. I don't know if you followed the Yankees and Giants today. They had a bazillion strikeouts in this game. Like, it was a record for 2 starting pitchers for strikeouts, still only 2 hours and 33 minutes. So there's a lot of excitement. Can you remember last time that our sport had this much momentum going into a season?
No, it's a really good point. And I think it's the combination of those two things, the WBC and the rules, that frankly, just a lot of people talking about baseball in March, which is great. which is great. We always go up against the tournament. There's always NFL offseason.
Draft.
Yeah, there's always stuff going on, but I think MLB did a great job of, the advertising campaign, talking about the rules, and people are excited to see it. And the WBC was incredible. I mean, yeah, I think it was actually one of the Angels writers, Jeff Fletcher, tweeted out, like, what are the odds you play a 20-team tournament over 2 weeks and however many games, and it actually comes down to the exact scenario that everybody wanted it to, with Ohtani facing Trout with the game on the line. So that was great. It was fun to watch. We went to the U.S.-Mexico game at Chase, and the atmosphere was unbelievable. So all those things sort of coming together, I do think there's a lot of momentum here to get the season started on a good note.
Your fingerprints are all over this team. You got some veteran guys, but who are the young guys that you say, I'm really excited because I could see them being A's 2, 3, 4 years from now?
Yeah, that's that's what we think about all the time. The obvious one is Shea. I mean, we saw just a glimpse of Shea last year in August and September, saw what he can do on both sides of the ball. He looked locked into me at the plate all spring. I'm excited to have him sort of run this pitching staff, be behind the plate. As much as health allows him to be back there, he's going to be behind the plate. We're really going to rely on him a lot. And the other one is Esteury Ruiz in center field. And we believed in this guy as part of that trade coming over here. We thought he would win the center field job during spring training, and he definitely did. And he obviously has a tool, a skill out there that is unique, that we haven't had here in a long time. We saw a little bit of him running in spring training, and I expect we're going to see a lot of it during the season.
I think you told me that it was Keith Lippman saw him with like Amarillo or something like that a long time ago.
Absolutely right. Yeah, good memory. He sent me a text in May of last year when he went down to see the Midland Club play against San Antonio. And he said, you got to look at this guy Ruiz. He's like, I haven't seen anybody dominate a AA series like that in a long time. So, yeah, you're right. Lip was the first guy on him.
I mean, that's saying a lot. And then that takes us to the question where a lot of fans are like, wait a minute, Christian Pache, you got him in the Matt Olson deal.
Yeah.
Like, he's out of option. That can't be easy because you knew someone would grab him. You had to make the trade.
Yep.
How tough was that decision? Because, we know you saw Pache as part of the future.
Yeah, we did. And it's, it's the thing where we just ran out of time because he was on the roster so early with Atlanta, came over to us. He ran out of options this year. We knew we were going to have to make a decision. And, there are a lot of great things about Christian's game. And we saw the defense and the speed and the base running last year. We just felt like we couldn't take the time for him to develop as a hitter that we really needed. But we knew somebody would grab him. We got a reliever we really liked in Billy Sullivan, who's going to go to the Vegas staff. And I imagine we'll see here at some point this year. But, we wish Pache the best, but we just kind of ran out of time on that one.
We used to talk a lot when this team was in the playoffs. You'd come on the show and you had a great saying, ball goes far, team goes far.
Yeah.
This team's a little bit different. And talk about the running A's. You stole a ton of bases in spring training. Do you see this as maybe how the A's are going to score some runs this year, some more runs? We're going to be the running A's this year.
I would take the walking A's, to be honest. We led Major League Baseball in walks in spring training. That was the stat that I noticed this spring. And when we have been really good and our offensive created runs, and even at the beginning of some of that 00 through 03 run, the 12, the 14 run, when you saw the offense kind of come into shape, walks were the first thing we did well. So I was excited about that. Yeah, we were also up there in stolen bases, and I think Mark knows how to take advantage of some of our personnel. But I think we're going to have a more exciting offense this year, and that was definitely part of the plan.
Is this year 23 or 24?
24 for me.
24.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought? Here you are, the star out of Harvard, 23 years with one organization. Most people don't have that kind of run.
I'm really lucky. And I still, I'm still nervous as heck for tonight, 24th opening day. And I'll still have a hard time sitting up there watching this one because there's so much emphasis put on opening day. It's the best day and the worst day of the year because it's the only thing you have to judge this team on. You're so excited. You're so excited to play. I can't wait for our guys to get out there. And then after I guess now 2.5 hours, you only have one data set to look at for the next 48 hours. So we'll see. Hopefully it's a positive one, and we'll get it out of the way and play another 161.
So if the team goes out and blows the Angels tonight, it's a party. And if we're
popping bottles.
Or if you have a problem, it's like disaster.
That's kind of how it feels, unfortunately. But it's a fun night.
Also, good news. is that you got a lot of talent there with Fran Reardon in Las Vegas.
For sure.
How does that make you feel that you're going to need that? You're going to need the depth.
We are.
That you have a ton of depth down there, pitching and position players.
Yeah, I mean, the upside of having to make some really difficult decisions the other night in San Francisco is that we know we've got guys, position player-wise. Kevin Smith is there. Obviously, the young guys, Soderstrom and Geloff. We saw what Pablo Reyes can do. Jonah Bride is there. Jordan Diaz. We're going to get to see those guys up here. It's nice to have that cushion. And on the pitching side, too, Hogan Harris, Louis Medina came into spring training and really showed their stuff. On the reliever side, you're going to get some guys who come up here, and we got to get some of our guys here healthy. You got to get Blackburn and Rucinski and Tarnock back out there to help with our depth. But, yeah, Fran's got a good club. They start in Reno tomorrow afternoon. That'll be fun to watch.
How is Geloff doing?
He's doing all right. He came out of that game in Peoria that night. Little zinger on his shoulder that kept him out last year. He may be a few days behind, but no damage. We did an MRI. He may miss just that first series in Reno, but he'll be ready to go.
I'm excited. Last year, you knew what last year was. We talked about that with Mark before you. We just knew it was going to be tough. And you'd mentioned that, and you were very honest about it. It's just this year. Let's end on this. It does. I don't know. You don't know. It feels different.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Again, like I said, there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of inexperience too, and we're going to have to deal with that. And on a day-to-day basis, we're going to have our ups and downs, but there's some good players here. I'm looking forward to watching them.
Great stuff as always. We always appreciate the time, and good luck tonight.
All right, Townie.
All right, coming up next, we have more right here on A's Cast Live. This is Chris Townsend. There are two things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Linksole, and you're going to love Linksole. They have just released their new spring line, new fabrics for their polos, lightweight and perfect for technical performance. Linksole also has new styles for their layers and hoodies with cool prints and seasonal colors. You know what they say in the big leagues: look good, play good. Go to linksole.com. That's linksole.com.
Chevron with Techron has unbeatable engine cleaning power, and it gives you unbeatable mileage for all kinds of unbeatable destinations, like time in the sun at the beach, or time in the sun riding roller coasters, or a day in the sun hiking mountains. Well, probably just one mountain would be enough for a day, but hiking a mountain is still an unbeatable choice for how to spend time. Download the Chevron app now to get unbeatable mileage at locations near you.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, Billy, this deck is great for getting everyone together. Thanks. We're really enjoying the outdoor space, especially on a day like today. What's the material? Humboldt Redwood from Ashby Lumber. They gave us a great deal, provided us with a quick quote, and we couldn't be happier. We even found a great contractor through their online contractor directory.
Don't miss a day outdoors. Visit Ashby Lumber in Berkeley or Concord to see our stock of naturally strong, naturally beautiful Humboldt Redwood. Find out more at ashbylumber.com for all your building needs. Ashby Lumber.
It's that time of the year again, A's fans. Opening day is almost here. Join us on Thursday, March 30th for the start of the season when your A's take on Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Angels.
It swung on and drilled left center field. Martinez going back at the track right to the wall, and he will watch it fly.
Get to the ballpark early and snag a 2023 A's Magnet schedule. So buy yours today at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Innovation is at the core of Cal State East Bay, like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students preserve genetic information from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and the entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
This is Chris Townsend, and if you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see my friends at the Chicken Pie Shop at Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Humanity has accomplished a whole lot so far. We created penicillin, the automobile, and the internet, not to mention drones, duct tape, and the hot dog. It's all thanks to the power of human connections. And Ring Central's here to make that even easier, more seamlessly and securely, on a platform built to grow your business. Say hello to a whole new way to say hello. Visit ringcentral.com and say hello to possibilities. Ring Central. Message, video, phone, together.
Streaming from the town, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
You know, we always look forward to the Rays showing up because Brett Phillips was coming to town, and we were always fired up, and it was only one time a year. And then all of a sudden, we found out we could get this guy, and I'm thinking the A's, he would be the perfect A. And then you sign with the Angels. But you know what? As much as we hate the Angels, we will root for you, my friend.
Chris, thank you, brother. It's an honor to be here, as always. I mean, whoo, opening day, I feel like a kid on Christmas morning, and I'm sure you feel the same. But to be celebrating it with fellow friends who I've known for the last couple years, it's a pleasure. How you doing?
Good. I mean, how about for you? I mean, leaving Florida spring training.
Yep.
We've been following you in that little rent-a-car you had, and you were having fun. I mean, coming to Arizona, obviously Arizona spring training, far different. Now you're going to be living in Orange County. Just what has the transition been like?
You know, obviously being a Florida boy,
yeah.
it's going to be a transition, but I'm excited for it. It was time for me to leave my nest, being born and raised there in St. Petersburg. Grew up 20 minutes from the Trop, was such a blessing to play for my hometown team. But, you know, God had different plans, and here we are. I'm a Cali boy now.
Yeah.
Got the hair growing out. I was prepared for the action. I was prepared for the vibes. And, again, just super excited to be out here playing Major League Baseball again. You know, I don't know if you knew this, but it got taken away from me last year. First time, rightfully so. Went through that DFA process. So there's a little more appreciation coming out here. Just, again, being so blessed and grateful to be celebrating my fourth opening day and to be with the Angels, who are, you know, obviously the lineup, the roster of superstars is an honor itself to play with. So I'm excited.
Hey, you've always been humble. You've always appreciated every single moment. You're not one of those guys that we look at and go, you know, you've always really appreciated what you've had. And it's one of the reasons why fans love you so much, because they see so much of themselves in you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. It's perspective, right? This is my 12th season of professional baseball, and each and every morning I wake up on the ride here, just seeing other things that I could be doing. And here I am showing up to a Major League Baseball field to play a kid's game for a living. I never want people to sit down at 7 o'clock at night when they've just had a very hard day of work to look at the TV screen and say, man, that guy doesn't know how good he is. He's taking advantage of his time. He's not appreciating what he's been given. So that's how, you know, obviously my relationship with God and how I go about my business has instilled my family and friends, my mentors have instilled these quality characteristics in my life. But honestly, it's the truth. It's just having perspective, because things could be a lot worse. Let's be honest.
No
Here
doubt.
We are in sunny California talking baseball, about to go out and have fun.
And you're not in a dome like you have.
I know. I got some vitamin D in me now.
Right?
Yeah.
How good is this? Yeah. It's a whole different when you're playing for a California. I could see you getting into whether you're going to go down to Newport or Huntington. I can see you getting into surfing. I can see you getting into this lifestyle.
Oh man, we'll see. I'm not
riding a skateboard on the boardwalk.
Yeah. You know, as growing up, I enjoyed all that fishing off the pier. You know, skimboarding. I grew up by the beach, and now I'm more so of a reserved kind of guy who likes to play his guitar and, you know, hang out. So I'm kind of going through a little life transition right now. I don't know if
he's growing up.
I'm growing. There it is. I'm growing. I'm maturing.
Yes.
I don't think you ever were going to hear that out of my mouth,
That's
but
great.
I think everyone would say, no, that guy's still the same. But I think I'm growing up.
So this team's interesting because if you haven't really fought, because you've played against the Angels all these years, but the Angels, it's always been high expectations, and then they just don't deliver. Overpromise, underdeliver. And you can have Trout, you can have Ohtani, you can have all that, but they just – what have you seen in camp that makes you think, you know what, this team does have a shot?
I mean, yeah, we can talk about how good, how talented these guys are all day long because the accolades are there as from an individual standpoint. But like you said, sometimes having the best roster playing in the AL East, we went in and beat New York and Boston on a nightly basis with our roster. And people are like, how? How do they do that? Well, it's playing together. It's coming together, having some camaraderie, some fellowship with the boys, saying, hey, we're all Major League Baseball players, no matter if we're superstars or not. We have the talent to be out here, believe it. So I think as we continue and we progress through this season, I think you're going to see a little different vibe from the LA Angels. I apologize. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, we're going to win. All the fans are tired of that. People are tired of that. No, go out there and win and show us. Don't talk about us. And so that's the mentality in the clubhouse. 1 through 26, it's like, hey, we know we've got a lineup full of dudes, but if we don't play together and have some fun, then we're not going to win. And I feel like everyone is on board with that. Spring training proved that. I know we're back-to-back Arizona Cactus League champions, right? So the Angels came into last year with a lot of high expectations, but that's going to be every year, especially when you're in LA. The fuse is short with the fans, rightfully so, across Major League Baseball. What are you going to do to respond? Well, we're going to show up. We're going to play the game the right way. We're going to have fun. And at the end of the night, we're going to celebrate.
How important is it? Because we always said the Rays are like the East Coast version of the A's. How important is it that you bring that mentality where you say, listen, this is what I learned in Tampa, and it works. What happened in Tampa, and to me, so much was work ethic. We'd sit here, and you'd see Tampa take an infield practice.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of work that the Rays put into fundamentals and doing everything the right way, it was an edge that you guys brought into every single series. And everything that you learned about being an underdog and going in and taking on the Yankees and taking the Red Sox, how important is that for you to put that in the clubhouse over there?
Yeah, it's very important. It's everything. Winning 100 games in 2021 with Tampa, that's what it took. And it started from the top down, from the front office, basically saying, hey, we're going to provide the resources for you guys from a food, from a vitamin, from a coaching stand, everything you need, but to complete what we were trying to do. And I know, we went to the World Series and we lost in the playoffs a few years, but we made it to the playoffs, and it was from a collective group of guys saying, hey, we don't care what anyone has to say or doesn't have to say about us because we were never on the TV. We were never on the ESPN. No one wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
We didn't care because we had this chip on our shoulder that, hey, if we're going to compete, we got to believe it. So obviously with the Angels, we know we can compete, but it's just having this mentality where we're going to have to play together as a group collectively. We just can't expect to roll the balls out and play because, hey, I don't care if you're the Oakland A's or the Tampa Bay Rays, the New York Yankees, you cannot roll the balls out anymore. The talent level is so good. So what are you going to do to combat that? You're going to work your butt off. You're going to be a good teammate. You're going to love and respect everyone around you. And you're going to go out there and have fun because you're going to remember why you started playing this game in the first place, because it's fun. So I don't know. Maybe that's a recipe for success. We'll see. But I guarantee you we're going to continue to do that.
Every kid should listen to this interview. You're an inspiration to all these kids because this is what you need to be, man.
No, you don't want to listen to me. I'm the worst hitter in Major League Baseball, but that's okay because I'm working.
You got to be a good teammate. You got to work your ass off to stay at this level.
Yes,
you got to be good people to be in that clubhouse because the minute you're not good people, they'll find somebody else.
Yes, sir. Well said.
And I'll tell you this, it pains me because you know how much we hate the Angels here in Oakland. I got to root for this, my guy. I'm so happy that you're out west. Hey, you know what this means, too? You're going to be here all the time.
Hey, whatever you need. I'll come
Not
over
once
here,
a
shoot
year,
the
all the
breeze.
time.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go get my work in. It's always a pleasure. I appreciate y'all. Good luck to the A's. Hopefully you guys stay healthy. I know on our end, we're going to be looking to kick y'all's butt tonight, and I hope that's the same. But when we get to do this, I always appreciate it. So thank you.
Truly one of the best people in all of Major League Baseball right here on A's Cast Live. This is Chris Townsend. There are two things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Linksole, and you're going to love Linksole. They have just released their new spring line, new fabrics for their polos, lightweight and perfect for technical performance. Linksole also has new styles for their layers and hoodies with cool prints and seasonal colors. You know what they say in the big leagues: look good, play good. Go to linksole.com. That's linksole.com. This is Chris Townsend, and if you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see my friends at the Chicken Pie Shop at Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Let's cheers to the champions. Join us for the 50th anniversary of the 1973 World Series championship team with a pregame ceremony on Sunday, April 16th. Celebrate Gene Tennis, Vita Blue, Raleigh Fingers, and many more A's legends.
The next pitch deep to right field. It is going. It is gone. Goodbye. Two-run home run by Reggie Jackson.
Tickets are available at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Chevron with Techron has unbeatable engine cleaning power, and it gives you unbeatable mileage for all kinds of unbeatable destinations, like time in the sun at the beach, or time in the sun riding roller coasters, or a day in the sun hiking mountains. Well, probably just one mountain would be enough for a day, but hiking a mountain is still an unbeatable choice for how to spend time. Download the Chevron app now to get unbeatable mileage at locations near you.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
Hey folks, Vince Cotroneo here to explain why Cinnabar Hills Golf Club in the hills of San Jose is my favorite place to play. With 27 holes to choose from, any level of player will love it. It's the best place to play in Silicon Valley. At the Turn, I've enjoyed the menu from the grill of the newly renovated restaurant, not to mention a 19th hole experience to relive the day. The expanded clubhouse will service all your needs, and best of all, you can plan any event, including weddings at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club with some of the most amazing views of the Bay Area. Visit CinnabarHills.com. That's CinnabarHills.com.
A's fans need Friday night plans? Well, we got you covered. Get 4 tickets and parking for any Friday night game starting at just $49 with the Friday 4-pack presented by Chevrolet. Save big and enjoy great matchups, post-game fireworks and drone shows, giveaways, and more this 2023 season.
He drills one to right, way back, and no doubt. And that quickly, the A's have taken the lead. Second deck.
Friday night tickets are available at athletics.com/value. That's athletics.com/value.
If you're looking for the latest green and gold gear for the 2023 season, then look no further than athletics.com/shop for your officially licensed gear. That's athletics.com/shop.
Innovation is at the core of Cal State East Bay. like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students preserve genetic information from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and the entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
Is convenience a state of mind or a real thing? At Extra Mile, it's a real thing, and it's in everything they do. The stores are spacious, organized, clean, and well lit, so you can get in quickly, get what you need, and keep going. It's just what you'd expect from a place serving up the hot and fresh food and snacks you love. So treat you right and check out Extra Mile's fresh take on the convenience store experience. Extra Mile convenience stores at select Chevron and Texaco locations.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
The A's YouTube page is your go-to destination for A's video content. Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics.
A's Cast Live continues from Ricky Henderson Field. Here's Chris Townsend.
You know, one of the great things about opening day, too, is you get to see a lot of friends that you haven't seen in a long time. I can't tell you how many people are blowing up my cell phone about, well, I'm coming to the game, we'll see you there. But yeah, you don't see everybody, right? Not everybody goes to spring training. Not everybody was here for game 1 of the Bay Bridge series, but everybody's here tonight, and it's one thing I love about opening day. See, to me, opening day, I don't get the, oh my God, it's opening day, because it's a long season. It's 6 months. It's 6 months of working every single day. While Cody is going down to San Luis Obispo and Pismo and doing all that every single weekend, or going up to wine country, I'm working. So, yeah, I'm not taking the summer vacations. I'm not trying to do woe is me. But for me, opening day, it's the start of a long journey, a long everyday grind where most of these people won't be here. But
the birthday boy's on his way over, by the way.
Ryan Noda's
Noda.
going to be here. But that's one of the cool things, is that you show up and see people that you haven't seen for a couple months.
I know.
It hasn't been that long, but it's been 4 or 5 months we haven't seen some of these people.
For sure. And we got to talk about it after Ryan Noda, but paid off the bet last night. We got to let everyone know that.
Yes.
Bet's paid off.
The bet is paid off, and there he is, Ryan Noda, the new first baseman for your Oakland Athletics. I had, sometimes when you do these spring training interviews, you tell people, hey, this is what's going to happen. They don't already believe you. I said you were going to be here. Do you remember that when we said that from Ho-Ho Camp?
Oh, yeah, I do remember.
By the way, happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Pretty cool. Your birthday on opening day.
Yeah, definitely one to remember. It's going to be hard to top this birthday.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. So, I mean, the phone call, parents, I mean, what was that like, knowing that you're leaving spring training, you're leaving the desert, and you're going to be on a big league team?
It was definitely nice and emotional. It was definitely like we did it, basically.
Yeah.
So a lot of hard work to get to this point. A lot of hard work to stay here, of course, but definitely going to enjoy the moment today. Cheer my teammates on. Hopefully, maybe get in for a nice little pinch hit late if we need it. Yeah, definitely just going to soak everything in and just enjoy the time today.
What was spring training like as a Rule 5 guy, knowing that you got to make the team, all the at-bats, you're not a prospect anymore, right? You don't think like, if things don't go right, I'm just going back to AAA or I'm going to AA. What was the difference in this spring training from a standpoint of I've got to perform?
Yeah, it was definitely different. I definitely, started off pretty decent, and then I started putting a little bit too much pressure on myself. But luckily, I had a good conversation with Kots and a couple of the older vets, and they calmed me down and and now we're here. So, you know, I'm thankful for them, having them here, and, you know, just going to keep learning from them and, you know, just keep getting better every day.
Yeah, people don't know. We were talking about him at the winter meetings, because at the end of the winter meetings was the Rule 5 draft, and it's when the A's took you from the Dodgers. Obviously, you're projected as a Dodger first baseman. They signed Freddie Freeman. Now all of a sudden you're blocked, and then who knows? And that's like the great thing about coming to Oakland, is that when you come here, it's the land of opportunity. You've taken advantage of that opportunity. So when you just think about now where you are, what are the expectations? All right, I'm here. I've made it. You've done that part. Now it's about your career going forward.
Yeah, it's just about being myself. You know, I got here for a reason. You know, they got me just to be me. And, you know, they've been telling me that for the last couple of weeks. And, you know, I'm just going to go out there and just do what I do, help the team out any way I can. You know, get on base, playing a good first base, you know, occasionally hitting the ball over the fence when I can. And, you know, at the end of the day, just be myself and do everything I can to help the team get a W.
You know, what's so funny is that seems simplistic, just to be yourself, which is really relaxing, not trying to be too much.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not that easy to do.
No, it's definitely not. But, you know, when you have a clubhouse like we do, you know, we're pretty well connected. You know, everyone pulls for each other. You know, it's like a family up there, and it started early. And it's definitely a lot easier to do that now. You know, just keep pulling for each other. We want everyone in the lineup to do well every day. And as long as we keep doing that and keep pulling for each other, then this team's got something special brewing.
Yeah, take us inside the clubhouse. Like, what do you think the expectations are as a team for you guys? What's that like going into tonight and knowing that you're about to start this 6-month journey?
Just doing the little things well. And, you know, situational hitting, you know, having great at-bats, grinding at-bats out, making the routine plays, you know, picking each other up when someone makes a mistake. Just the little things. Those things are going to help us win a lot more games. And if we keep doing that, you know, we keep building off that, and even on bad days, build off those and learn from it, I think the sky's the limit for this team.
I think about spring training. We're having that, you know, before we actually had you on the air, we had that conversation. You said, I can be a Gold Glover. And I think about that confidence that you have. And I think about teams that improve in Major League Baseball. The one thing that they do, they get better in run prevention. Some teams that win 10 or more games from year to year, some are better offensively, some are better pitching. But the one thing they all get better in is defense and run prevention. Talk about your game, because you believe that's a strength. That's something people need to know about, your belief in you as a defensive player.
Yeah, you know, it all starts with, you know, middle infield, corners, and outfield. And, you know, I think having a good first baseman, you know, creates even better infield. You know, we got some really good guys that can pick it in the infield, behind the plate, in the outfield. You know, we got a lot of guys that play hard. And, you know, I want to be over there to, you know, reward Tony if he makes a diving play in the gap and has a okay throw and be able to pick him up. Same thing with Allen. Same thing with Diaz, Peterson, you know, on from there. So, you know, I think if I can be very good over there to help everyone else, you know, just get that much better, I think that we can be one of the best fielding teams in the league.
What's it going to be like? You probably get in tonight because, you know, all of a sudden they start changing pitchers. And what do you think it's going to be like when you get announced and you get that first at-bat as an Oakland Athletic?
It's definitely going to be
on your birthday, yeah. By the way.
There's definitely some emotions, but I think when the time comes, you know, I'm just going to think it's like another ball game, you know, just lock it in and, you know, just go up there and, like I said, just be myself and, you know, try to do everything I can to, you know, either get a run in if guys in scoring position or get on base if no one's on, and, you know, just do everything I can to help, you know, create a dub at the end of the day.
You know, we talked at Spring about some of the guys that we look at, and we always peg guys as some of our favorites. And you're now one of our favorites. I have high expectations for you, because I think that I looked at players and I said, who are guys that I can see here now and who could be in A's uniforms 2, 3, 4 years down the line? Because that's what you want to build your core, right?
Oh, yeah.
What we just had with Olsen, Chapman, I believe you're one of those players, and we're excited for you. And we're going to watch that progress. We'll keep having you here on A's Cast Live. I know you got to go. You got meetings and everything, but happy birthday. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know what?
Appreciate
Congratulations. You should be very proud.
Thank you. And go A's.
Rhino, the first baseman of your Oakland Athletics. We got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live. This is Chris Townsend. There are two things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Linksole, and you're going to love Linksole. They have just released their new spring line, new fabrics for their polos, lightweight and perfect for technical performance. Linksole also has new styles for their layers and hoodies with cool prints and seasonal colors. You know what they say in the big leagues: look good, play good. Go to linksole.com. That's linksole.com.
Unbeatable mileage from Chevron with Techron unlocks all kinds of unbeatable trips. Like to family dinner the next town over, or to a family wedding the next town over, or even to a family reunion over the river and through the woods at Grandma's house. Any drive is worth it to see Grandma, especially when you can stop along the way for unbeatable cleaning power from Chevron with Techron. Your engine will be thanking you for making the trip. Download the Chevron app now and find unbeatable mileage near you.
This is Chris Townsend, and if you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see my friends at the Chicken Pie Shop at Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Hey, Billy, this deck is great for getting everyone together. Thanks. We're really enjoying the outdoor space, especially on a day like today. What's the material? Humboldt Redwood from Ashby Lumber. They gave us a great deal, provided us with a quick quote, and we couldn't be happier. We even found a great contractor through their online contractor directory.
Don't miss a day outdoors. Visit Ashby Lumber in Berkeley or Concord to see our stock of naturally strong, naturally beautiful Humboldt Redwood. Find out more at ashbylumber.com for all your building needs. Ashby Lumber.
Humanity has accomplished a whole lot so far. We created penicillin, the automobile, and the internet, not to mention drones, duct tape, and the hot dog. It's all thanks to the power of human connections. And Ring Central's here to make that even easier, more seamlessly and securely, on a platform built to grow your business. Say hello to a whole new way to say hello. Visit ringcentral.com and say hello to possibilities. Ring Central. Message, video, phone, together.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Go to xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Innovation. It's at the core of Cal State East Bay, like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students preserve genetic information from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and the entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
Looking to stay up to date on all things A's? Head over to athletics.com/A'scast. That's athletics.com/A'scast to listen to A's baseball in full 24/7 coverage of the A's, only on A's Cast. With a single click, you can stream great shows, live pre- and post-game coverage, and of course, all the great action of the A's this season. Head to athletics.com/A'scast today.
A's fans, there is no better way to stay in touch with the A's and even our players than following us on social media. Just head over to athletics.com/social. That's athletics.com/social for a full list of our social coverage. from player accounts to Twitter handles and more. Now is the time to stay in touch. Head over to athletics.com/social. That's athletics.com/social today.
A's Cast Live continues from the town. Here's Chris Townsend.
All righty. I got to tell you, I'm looking at all these executives in suits. They will not be in suits ever again. This is like one day everybody's wearing suits. Look at this vice president right here. Look at it. You'll never see a suit on Mr. Finelli here again. It won't happen. These guys, it's one day. Next Tuesday, they'll be in jeans and a polo. This whole opening day thing's a fraud. They're all frauds. We'll be here. We'll be here when it's raining. We'll be here when it's foggy. We'll be here when it's windy. And these guys in their suits is unbelievable.
You can listen to the interview with Steve Finelli.
The great Steve Finelli.
At athletics.com/acecast.
Well, one thing I do want to talk about, I haven't been able to get that much into it. It really is the momentum that baseball has right now. It's crazy. I haven't seen, and I'm going to say this, and I know some people are going to go, ooh, I haven't seen this much momentum in baseball since the steroid era and guys are hitting balls out of the ballpark at a record pace.
Ooh.
Right? I haven't seen, it was McGuire and Sosa, and then here's Bonds. We have not seen that many people interested, like, what's going on in the sport? Is this real? Is it the momentum of the rules? The fact that everybody wants to know, how's this going to work? Oh, my God, baseball is actually changing. Baseball is going to be faster. Offense is going to be up. The WBC, the excitement. I mean, think of how many people in the media. And you start talking about like the cable news. Like, you couldn't get a guy like Dan Patrick or Colin Cowherd or any of these people to actually talk baseball, right? It's always football, NBA. That's all they talk about. Well, all of a sudden, you got traditional media that they don't talk about us, now talking about us, now talking about baseball. I'm not talking about the A's, but talking about the sport in general. People are talking baseball. The momentum in our sport is so real, what's going on right now. And that's what I take away from all this, whether it's the WBC games that were all sold out, got great television ratings, got amazing television ratings in Asia. They got really good ratings in the United States. The new rule changes. I mean, just everything around it, the excitement. When was the last time you had buzz going into a baseball season?
Well, we haven't for the last couple of years. There was COVID. There was the lockout. I mean, it's just been
Would you
disappointing
agree,
and depressing.
Would you agree you got to go back to the late 90s, early 2000s, and it's home runs and it's records, and we don't know why they're doing it. They're doing it, and that's when people – Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa got people back into baseball. And then here comes Bonds. Unfortunately, during Bonds' run was the 9/11 attack. But that was the last time we had some serious momentum with baseball and everybody, breaking away from whatever was happening to watch at-bats.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's the last time I would say the Bond, like you mentioned, Bonds, and after that, I don't know if there really is anything.
Was it? Like what? Like when? When was there's like, because also that time you had the Yankees winning, 3 straight?
Yeah. Then the Diamondbacks won in
98, 99, 2000. Then the Diamondbacks would beat the Yankees. Yeah. So that was and then after that, it's just kind of, we've had a lot of nothing. And us baseball people are into it. I mean, it's one of the reasons why we created A's Cast, because baseball just does not have what everybody started to realize was football has taken over the entirety of the year. And it's been brilliant. I worked in the NFL for years. It's brilliant, right? They understood their season goes all the way through the holidays, all the way into February. You have the Super Bowl. Then after the Super Bowl, we figured out how to make the combine something, how to make the draft something, how to make mini camps. They always find a way to stay inside the conversation. They're the one sport that's able to do that. Other sports try it, but baseball has really lacked on it. And so many times, opening day, I remember opening day here, I've watched the national championship game. If we went back and track, I guarantee it's 5 or 6 times where it was on a Monday night, opening day, and we'd all be in the press box glued to the TV watching the national title game.
Yeah, because it was always on a Monday.
Always on a Monday.
Did you hear this stat? This pertains to opening day. This is the first time since 1968 that every team's playing on opening day.
Well, yeah, because for years the Cincinnati Reds always opened the season. They had a parade, and they'd open the season. They would be the first team.
And we have that weird off day tomorrow. There's only a few. I think there's like 5 games.
Well, and
tomorrow.
remember when we started doing the games, like, God, who was it? It was the Rockies. It might have been the Padres. It was somebody in the West. They played game Mexico City before everybody. They did that for a couple of years.
Like us going to Japan a few times. That was considered opening week.
Or D-backs Dodgers went to Australia. We played the Mariners in 12 and 19 in Japan. We played Boston in Japan. Yeah, so there's always been – I kind of like how at the end of the year we all play last day, all play at the same time. I do like the fact that everybody's opening today, and can't say it enough. As I was driving up here, getting it's the takes, because it's the Yankees. It's not the Giants. It's the
everything was about Anthony Volpe today.
and during the famous roll call there at Yankee Stadium, he kisses his hand, I guess, and did the Yankee symbol, and they're all going nuts over that, which is cool. I mean, hey, young star in baseball, that's good for our game. We can't stand the Yankees, but whatever, a young star. But the takeaways from that game, and I've mentioned it now to Kotsay, I've mentioned it to Forst, it's a huge takeaway. I read it. I don't know if this is what I read is but I believe it said between the two starting pitchers, Webb and Cole, the most strikeouts by 2 pitchers on opening day.
I know.
It's a record, right?
I know. Logan,
I sent it to you. I was driving. You are supposed to read it and be the know-it-all.
I know Logan Webb has the Giants record for most strikeouts on opening day now, and Cole had 11, I think. So I think they combined for. I don't remember how many Webb. When I saw they each had 23 combined, so it's 12 and 11.
And I believe that
sounds like it would be a record on opening day.
Opening day record, right? Well, if you would have told me last year that you're going to have 2 guys go out there and strike out over 20 guys, I'm thinking, I'm
going to tell you right now how many Webb finished with. Webb.
Well, go to that thing I sent you from CBS. They had it on there. It was pretty early.
Webb finished with 12. Cole finished with 11, so 23 between the two. That's pretty impressive on opening day. Not only that, the game took 2 hours and 33 minutes.
All right, am I going to have to do it? Here you go. Takeaways from opening day.
Well, besides Aaron Judge hitting a home run on.
Hey, you want to talk about trolling?
That was great.
Here you had the Giants supposedly were going to sign him. He ends up staying with the Yankees, and his first at-bat against you, they do what? Well, he does what?
Hits a home run.
He goes
off your best pitcher. Yeah, they it says on here it's set opening day record for strikeouts. There were 32 strikeouts in the game overall, 16 by each team.
I mean, 2 hours and 33 minutes with all those. When you have strikeouts, you have a lot of pitches. You have a lot of strikes. You have a lot of balls. That means long games. 2 hours and 33 minutes. I'll give you another one driving up today. I was listening to Blue Jays Cardinals.
Miles Michaelis. And who started for the Blue Jays?
I don't know.
Oh, Alek Manoah probably.
So I was listening to that on the way up, and I don't know who was doing color. I think it was the car. It was on XM. I was listening to it, Sirius XM on the way out, and Bo Bichette at the plate. Now I'm listening to it, so I don't get to see it, but he hit some ball up the middle that wasn't that hard hit, but it was hit up the middle, and it was a base hit. And whoever the color guy immediately said, if this was last year, that was an out. So I think what you're already seeing is how is non-shifting. You're still going to have what I guess we'll call shading. There was always something for years they talked double play depth. Double play depth is where your shortstop and your second baseman, they get closer to second base when a runner's on first, right? Because you want to be able to make the double play faster. You want to be able, you're willing to give up, and you can have your corners, your corner infielders, your third and your first base, kind of get off the line a little bit to make up for that for that hole. But you have your shortstop. We always called it double play depth. Now what I think you're going to hear is shading, because you can't be on the other side of the bag. You can't shift, but you can shade up the middle. But even with shading, Bo Bichette still hit a ball not that hard, up the middle, base hit. That would have been an out last year. So all of a sudden, it's a game of math. We say it all the time. This is a game of math. You add one hit per week, it dramatically changes all of your numbers, changes your batting average. Well, I don't care about batting average. Okay, well, it changes your on base.
Yeah.
Well, if it changes your on base, it changes your OPS. If it changes your OPS, it changes your OPS plus. It changes your weighted runs created plus. Every single time.
Total bases.
Every single time you add something into a plus column, all the different analytics, all the different numbers, they get higher. So now all of a sudden, if I add maybe 2 hits.
Who are you, Whit Merrifield?
2-hit Whit, by the way, went 0 for, I think, for me today. But you add 2 hits per week. You just add that up for 6 months, 2 extra hits a week. That's a lot of hits.
Yeah.
That dramatically changes your numbers. Are we going to see guys, especially left-handed hitters, who felt like they were in jail, right? They're up there, and they've been taught to pull the ball and yank it. Well, all of a sudden that was an out. Well, now they can get back to pulling the ball and getting some base hits. They can free up their mind. Guys can free up their mind and smoke the ball up the middle again and get a base hit. What that could do, where all of a sudden guys that were hitting 235 are now hitting 255. Guys hitting 255 hit 275. And we're adding offense. We're adding drama. We're adding just entertainment and excitement, and we're doing it at a faster clip. Another thing we need to watch for, how are they going to play the clocks? We don't know, because everybody's kind of like preseason, right? Preseason football, you're not going to see what the offensive coordinators want to be running on week 1 and week 2 and week 3. You're not going to see the game plan. It's all going to be very vanilla. Okay, we're a little bit vanilla. What's the game going to be between the pitchers, the runners on first, the running game, the clock? How's it going to go? We don't know yet. And you know what? I really don't care how it works for the other 29 teams. I care how it works for us. And you heard the GM. They are never, ever, ever, ever going to stray away from walks. They care about walks. How you get on base, I don't care. Just get on. I get it. I like walks. Yes, you're not making it out. You're getting on base. That's the key. I like hitting too. But for me, like I saw with Jack Cust, or you saw with Brandon Belt, or you saw with any guy that can't run, if you walk, that's great. But how do I get you home? How do I get you home? Why did Ricky Henderson score so many runs? Because Ricky Henderson got himself into scoring position. He took 90 feet. He constantly took, and when you take 90 feet constantly, you put yourself in scoring position. Makes it easier for me to get you home with a base hit or a sac fly. Or maybe I get you, you're at third base, I can just hit a ground ball up the middle and I get you home. How do we get you home? So yeah, walking's great, but I want to see him run. They ran in spring, and hopefully we're going to see. But that whole cat and mouse game between the pitcher and, because I haven't seen any games today, I've only been able to listen. Tonight, we will see. How's this going to work? Shohei Ohtani, how fast is he to home plate? Are we going to take advantage of that? He's slow. Are we going to be off and running? Are we going to utilize this athleticism? We've gotten better athletically.
Yeah, Ohtani was one of the slowest pitchers last year in baseball, if I'm not mistaken, with runners on and when the bases were empty. So you have a chance to steal against them. There was a bold prediction out there earlier from, I think it was MLB.com, about the A's, and it was that they're going to lead, the A's will lead Major League Baseball in stolen bases.
Woo! Who had that?
I think Ray told me it was MLB.com, so would have had to have been Martine maybe that would have said that.
Because usually they lead all of baseball and stolen.
They usually ask the beat writers.
I am in.
I mean, you have we call him Esty Ruiz, who was stole 85 bases in the minor leagues and 86 altogether.
S2 Ruiz.
Esty.
S2 Ruiz, to where the manager's already called him Estuary on the show today. It's not Estuary, S2 Ruiz.
Yeah, I think they'd have a very good chance of leading the league in stolen bases, because they're not going to hit all their. Look, let's be real. They're not going to lead the league in home runs. They don't have the power on the team. I asked you this yesterday on our as a thought exercise. Not even a thought. It was just asking who's going to lead the team in specific stats when we were at the steak dinner I paid off last night.
My answer was Connor Capel on all of them.
Yeah.
As you know how much I love Connor
I
Capers.
asked the question at dinner, who would lead the team in home runs, what was it, home runs, stolen bases, wins, saves, and WAR, and you said Connor Capel for everyone.
I just want to give you so think of, it's ES-TAY-2O's-REE. Este Uri.
Yeah.
Say it with me.
Este Uri.
There you go. Este Uri Ruiz.
Este.
Este's a lot of
Este for sure.
How long can we get away with that?
As long as
Old Este. Because we're going to, if he comes on the show, we're going to have to do Este Uri.
Yeah. Well, we can say, hey, we're going to call you Este.
All right, that's what we're going with. Yes, as everybody knows, we talked about throughout the year, we can't gamble as baseball employees, and we can't gamble with each other even. Cash cannot change hands, but food bets are in play. And I bet that there would be one pitcher. I had like 300 some guys. I just needed one to get 200 innings. And my favorite pitcher, who's my favorite pitcher?
Sandy Alcantara.
That's right, because he got me the dinner.
By the way, he pitched today. I don't think he pitched that well.
Well, I don't need him to pitch well now. I just need him to pitch well last year.
Let me see. The Marlins ended up losing 5-3. Sandy didn't take the loss, though, so he didn't get the win. But.
So last night, he had to pay off the bet before the season started. I got my dinner last night.
It's good. Where'd we go? Farmers Union in San Jose.
Downtown San Jose.
Not that far from me. Not that far from you.
Farmers Union, great spot. Oh, the ribs were the appetizer ribs were fantastic.
What was the thing we had? Mushroom cigars?
Mushroom cigars.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, I was very happy. Thank you very much for dinner. The new bet. Well, there'll be multiple bets throughout the year, and fans, if you want to join in, I would gladly like to have you.
Did Bitter Bill ever take you to dinner? Or
No,
take Bitter Bill to dinner?
I owe Bitter Bill a steak dinner, but Bitter Bill almost passed away, and then he's had health problems. I owe Bitter Bill. I was going to go down. You were coming. We were going to go down. So that we still at some point. I mean, well, Bitter Bill will.
Modesto, right?
He'll call at some point.
Modesto, right?
Bitter Bill will be not happy.
We'll go down and watch the Ports and Nuts play as well.
But I'm down for you fans if anybody wants to get into any type of picking up the tab type bet.
Yeah.
Right now, early on, the first bet is you got Mariners in the postseason. I'm going to bet you a Mexican food dinner that they don't. I'm going to bank on some injuries and that they're just the Mariners and that they'll find a way to be the Mariners. And
you're banking on You're banking on a Julio Rodriguez to be Jared Kelenic and not A-Rod going forward.
Well, and I'm thinking, somebody's going to win the East.
Yankees.
Somebody's going to be in the postseason from.
Oh.
Well, no, not the. We already know there's 3 division winners.
Yeah.
Somebody is going to be the wild card team from the East.
Rays and Jays.
Okay,
that's mine.
So there's only 2 more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what if these Halos are actually better?
Stop.
What if the Minnesota Twins?
They'll be better.
My Rays.
I said the Rays. I said they'll be a playoff team.
So you got, what about the Blue Jays?
Yeah, Rays, Blue Jays, and
so
Yankees.
Then there's only one left. So then that means there's only one left.
Yeah, Rays, Blue Jays, Yankees, and there's one extra wild card, which for me would be the Mariners.
So that's my bet is I got all these other teams.
You're banking on the White Sox to go over the 82.5.
No, I'm betting on Twins. I'm betting on White Sox. I'm betting on Halos. I'm betting on A's. I'm betting on all the Rangers and DeGrom. Oh, DeGrom's the greatest pitcher of all time. How'd that work today?
Not great. Not great for Aaron Nola.
He's only going to make like 10 starts this year. How was the first one?
Well, he's only got 9 left now.
For how much? 100 and how much million?
85.
Fraud. He's the biggest fraud. If I got to hear he's a Hall of Famer again, I'm going to throw up. What a fraud. Already 5.
What do you mean? Verlander's already on the injured list. He hasn't even
thrown
a pitch yet.
Oh, my God. Yeah, thank God I didn't draft him.
Yeah, well, hey, good thing the Astros didn't keep him.
Does someone have him in our league?
I'm sure. I have Altuve. Strategically, I took Altuve.
You can sit him on the IL.
And add someone else.
Well,
who did I add? Miles Michaelis, and he did great today.
I got Severino on the shelf. Who was the other guy I got on the shelf? Wander.
He played today.
Did he play?
Yeah. It was another pitcher you had.
I got Pena though.
It was another pitcher you had. It was Severino and another pitcher you had that was injured
on the shelf.
And mine's just Altuve. So,
but it's opening. This is what you love about opening days. You start out like, because some guys will struggle right out of the gate.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you're talking about the new rules, here's some of the scores in some of the games today. This is how many runs were scored. In the Blue Jays Cardinals, Blue Jays won 10-9. Rangers Phillies, Rangers won 11-7. In the Orioles Red Sox game, Adley Rutschman won 5 for 5 with 4 runs driven, and they won 10-9.
The front runner for the MVP.
Braves scored 7 runs.
What are the times in all these games?
Let's look at the Orioles Red Sox 10-9 game. It was time on that game was 3 hours and 10 minutes.
You know what? That's not bad for a 10-9 game. A 10-9 game could easily be 3:45.
I'll do the Rangers 11-7 game. That game ended up being 3:04.
Okay.
And then Blue Jays Cardinals, the other one that had all the runs scored, was 3:30. There was a 12-minute delay in the game, I guess. For something.
Well, that doesn't count.
Was it because Wainwright sang the national anthem?
Waino can't pitch, but he can do the national anthem. Looking at the A's roster, one thing that I harped on a lot last year, and I know people got tired of hearing it, so what? Because it's a good point. We're not young again.
No, I mean, look, Ryan Noda's our Rule 5 guy. He's 27th birthday. So.
I can pull out USA Today Sports Weekly baseball preview and acts like every guy we have is 21 years old. Domingo Acevedo, Familia, welcome back to the family. Jackson, Jimenez, Kaprelian, Mole, Aller, not young.
All in their mid to late 20s.
Perez, not young. Aguilar, not young.
33.
Diaz, not young.
32.
Kemp's not young.
31.
Peterson's not young.
32.
Seth Brown's not young.
31.
Ramon Laureano's not young.
28.
Brent Rooker's 28. Anybody want to look up would they have it yet on Baseball Reference, our average age?
No, not yet.
Wait, we are going to be one of the older teams.
Yeah, well, it was last year. It was inflated because of Jed and Stephen Vogt last year.
I mean, we got a bunch of 30-year-old guys now.
Raczynski's 33, 34.
We just will not go all young. They just will not do it. And you heard the Pache ran out of time. It's just they will not commit to just go all young.
No, look, we're in our first hand. Look at the new bases. Right in front of you. Literally right in front of you. Those
I would
hard.
take a picture, but I'm not on. I do have a Twitter account, but I haven't tweeted.
Those are big bags. Those are really.
It's like
they're bigger. Yeah.
It's like it'd be interesting is we got to get a large pizza box.
Yeah.
We got to get first ball of the year, baby.
Why don't you autograph and throw it to a fan from our booth?
And they'll be like, "Who's that guy in the lovely gray sweaters today that we have?"
Who are those? Yeah, who are the guys that are matching?
Who are those guys in those golf sweaters, and what time are they teeing off?
Thank you, Link Soul.
Link Soul, our new sponsor. You're going to see us in all the polos, pullovers, hoodies, shirts, you name it. Cody and swim trunks. They got everything you need. Go to linksoul.com. They're one of the top clothing brands. It's high end. So a lot of people just think golf, but yes, they're high end golf. But it's going out to dinner. We're wearing what they wear on the PGA Tour, by the way. This is not all the logo stuff that you'll just get like the logo. But, yeah, whether you're going to dinner, happy hour, you name it, try out Link Soul. Link Soul, the clothing is absolutely second to none. I can tell you how perfect. Normally I would be freezing at this point right now, right? I feel great.
Yeah, I brought the jacket, too, the lightweight puffer jacket.
Yeah, it's going to be huge for us.
I don't particularly wear jackets all that often. But I love that one because it's so lightweight and puffers were never really my thing. With the Link Soul one, I love and it's very comfortable. I'm glad we have it. There's a gray one and a black one. There's multiple.
When are you going to go over you threw out that question about because I had
okay. So the
home
question
runs.
The question was home.
Oh, I'm so off to where Johnny D is here. Mine I guarantee you're not even close to Johnny D.
Everyone's was different. So here let's reset the question, and I'll give it to you.
Mine are going to be off the hizzy.
The only people I did not get the answer from were Ken and Vince.
That's shocker.
Yeah, so I
can't get them to support A's Cast. Can they support A's Cast?
So the question was, who is going to lead the A's in home runs, stolen bases, wins, saves, and WAR?
Who?
The great Ray Jensen, who's to my right,
nobody cares,
said Jesus Aguilar will lead
In
in
what?
home runs.
That is a good pull.
He went really out. He like
That's
all
a
of
good
us
pull.
besides you, went really out of the limb here and said ST Ruiz is going to lead in steals.
That's not chalk.
His wins, JP Sears. That's a little different.
I like that. See, that's why he's the Karate Kid.
Saves Danny Jimenez.
Yeah.
And a home run or WAR Seth Brown.
He went chalk there. So he doesn't take Seth Brown for home runs, but he takes him for WAR. I see what he's doing there. You can't fool me.
I asked
Sensei.
I asked our boss Delaire. Delaire said,
What does he know? He sits in a TV truck all day.
Laureano in home runs, Ruiz in steals, Kyle Muller in wins. I don't know who he said for wins. I think he made a typo. He said Miller. I'm like, I don't think Mason Miller is going to lead in saves.
I think he's going Muller.
Yeah. Not
unless
saves.
he knows of a player we don't know about.
And a WAR Shane Langoliers.
Ooh, Langoliers WAR.
Yeah. So Jessica Kleinschmidt said home runs, Laureano, steals, wait for it, Ruiz.
Chalk.
Wins, Cap, saves, Jenrys Familia, WAR, Seth Brown.
Familia and saves. That's right. I like that.
So do you want mine? So mine was, I think I have a home runs, Aletmus Diaz. Everyone's going to pick Seth Brown. Yeah, Aletmus Diaz.
I didn't pick Seth Brown. I didn't pick Seth Brown. Seth Brown's going to lead the team.
Everyone's going to be shocked here. Stolen bases, I went Ruiz.
Can I go out on a limb here? We're all having fun with these picks. If Seth Brown doesn't lead our team in home runs, we're in trouble. Just telling you right now.
We
need 30 bombs from him, no doubt.
Seth Brown, he 25 last year. Stolen bases, Ruiz. Wins, Cap for me.
You went Ruiz 2 on steals? That's chalk.
Yeah. I should have went Langoliers. Wins, Cap, saves, also Danny Jimenez.
Okay.
WAR is going to shock you.
Yes, this is actually, I was
7th highest WAR in the team last year, but if you look at all the guys that are no longer here, he's actually 2nd highest. That'd be the great Domingo Acevedo.
That
70 games last year, 1.2 WAR.
You're going to say, wow, that is out there. I like it. I might beat you in that.
All right, who were yours? I mean, I haven't written down.
Save my home runs in WAR because I want to.
Right.
You can't see it. I can see Johnny D. I want to see his reaction when he has my pick for most home runs and best WAR for the A's.
All
but
right.
Go ahead.
Who'd you pick for stolen bases? Do you remember?
Nicky Knox.
Nick
I'm
Allen.
going Nick Allen.
Who'd you say for wins?
Adam Aller.
Who we found out could be a swing
And
guy.
let me tell you why. Because Adam Aller is going to be the swing guy. So I have opportunities to get wins as a starter and as a reliever, as we like to call him back in my day, vulture wins.
Michael Keaton, Spider-Man, the Vulture.
The vulture comes
I knew
in.
Ray would like that.
So a starter comes in, grinds it a little bit, take him out. Here comes the vulture who comes in, and he gets the wins. I'm going Adam Aller.
Who'd you say for saves? You remember? You should. I was on those drinking last night.
I was pounding coffee. Who did I have?
You had Zach Jackson.
Zach Jackson. I love that because guess what? Remember, these predictions. It's a long game. It's a long season. It's a lot of moving parts. So there'll be a lot of guys who get save chances. And because if you're going to tell me that May is going to be leading in saves, if he's doing that well, he gets traded, right?
Yeah.
So I knew everybody was going to go Jimenez, but I think Jackson is a wild card. Jackson could get a lot of save opportunities. Now, I want you to see Johnny D's reaction to who I have leading in home runs. Who will lead the Oakland A's in home runs in 2023?
And WAR.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Here
Look
we go.
into the camera.
Tyler Soderstrom.
Not even. Wow. Not even start.
See the reaction? See the reaction?
Good for you. Good for you. Wow.
Uh-huh.
That's impressive.
Uh-huh.
I like that. I like that.
As they say in Silicon Valley back in the day, is that out of the box thinking? Which is the most annoying thing in the world.
Hey, nice.
You like
nice
that?
pick.
I'm
like
telling you
that
right
pick.
now. Tyler Soderstrom's going to be here.
Yeah.
Tyler Soderstrom is the next Giambi.
Yeah.
And he's going to come here, and he hits bombs.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of guys here that do hit bombs.
Yeah.
Like that. Put it this way. I'll say it again. If Seth Brown doesn't lead us in home runs, we're in trouble. All right. We need Seth Brown to hit 30 home runs. All right. But if I'm trying to think of someone not named Seth Brown, I'm saying Tyler's going to be here before. If he goes down to AAA and he's smoking it like we think, you can't. There's no reason for him to be there. He's your future. He's your star. He comes here. He hits 20-plus something home runs and drives and runs, does everything. That's my prediction.
I respect it.
That's out of nowhere. No one
respect it.
saw that coming. And that's what you get here on A's Cast Live.
Steve Soderstrom's son. Yep.
I played against Soder.
Did you?
Yeah, Fresno State Bulldog.
Yeah, he was. 6th overall pick. Legend. Yeah.
I got to say, I am so happy for you. And I told you this earlier, and let's humble brag here. I want to have a little fun with this. I will never have the opportunity, Cody will never have the opportunity to have what you're having today, which is the opportunity to work in baseball, to work in minor league baseball, the love of it, and to get the opportunity to be called up to work in Major League Baseball. You're getting what all these players, all these coaches experience. Because Cody and I have just always been media guys. That's different from a play-by-play guy. It's different from obviously a player or a coach. We've just always been around it as media guys. You're getting that opportunity to get that call to the big leagues. You're getting that feeling, that experience that the players and coaches get. How does that feel?
County, thank you. Yeah, no, thanks for saying that. It makes me feel really good. Well, I'd be lying if I said it doesn't feel great. It feels great. And I was thinking today, just all the opening days I've had in A-ball and AAA, and just looking around and seeing the third deck and seeing this beautiful ballpark, it feels really good. I'm savoring every moment of it.
Yeah.
So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm loving it. Loving every moment.
Yeah, you should, because it's this process of paying your dues and doing everything you can, and you never know. Just like the players.
Yeah.
You could be down in AAA, and no matter what your numbers are, you never know if you're going to get that call.
Right.
You never know if you're going to get that call to get to the big leagues and live out a dream, and you got the call.
Thanks, Townie. I'm grateful for it, and this is where I want to be. You know, everybody knows I bleed green and gold. I always have. So for me to get the opportunity now with this organization, it feels really good. And look, when I came in here, I knew every coach but one. I knew a lot of the front office. I knew you. I knew, Ken and Vin and Glenn and Dallas and the whole crew. And so I just feel really grateful to be a part of it, and I'm going to enjoy every game.
Well, and I think about a lot of broadcast teams. You get broadcasters from all different places, and you get former players, and you got two guys that you're working with who also started in the minor leagues. They know exactly what you've been through. I think you're joining a team that's going to respect and honor. And, it's not going to be this, you got to come in and earn your spots, kid. They know what you've been doing.
Both those guys get it.
Yeah.
You know, they were in the minor leagues. And it's funny, even like when we had the game against Cleveland, Tom Hamilton was the 30-year thing for him. He was elated. He goes, and Rosenhaus told me, his partner told me when Hamilton left, he said, that guy loves it when guys pay their dues in the minor leagues. You did 30 years. He loves that. He doesn't like when guys get in right away without doing any time in the minors. So it's been throughout, and I've been embraced by a lot of these other broadcasters, just knowing the story and knowing I paid my dues, and they're happy for me. It's pretty cool.
I still don't get the respect from Ken and Vince.
To
this day,
Yes,
I don't get it. I mean, you're getting instant credibility.
I don't know about that, but it's man, it's fun to be here with you and the commander too, and we're going to talk some baseball all year long, and I love it.
Yeah, and you're going to be doing a lot of A's Cast Live, which we're excited about.
Absolutely, that pre and post.
Get your talk show game
That's
on.
Right. Yeah, I got a long way to go with that.
Now we're not going to be doing the spring training trivia is over.
It is?
Yeah. No, we're
We
not.
had a nice little run on that, Commander, didn't we?
Well, we were going to do today, Know Your Brett Phillips, but we ran out of time.
Hey, did he laugh for you? He's got the greatest laugh ever.
He's
Did
the
he
greatest guy in the
He is
world.
classic.
He's
Yeah,
the nicest
he's great.
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, put it this way. He acts like we're the greatest friends. He'd only be here one time a year. He would always come on the program. Rays would come to town. He'd always come over. And like now he comes out, he hugs you. He's like, yeah, it's great. I'm like, we're going to see all the time now. I mean, I love, he's a great spirit in baseball. When you think about a season like this, it's a season of unknown. But you know what? When you're a minor league broadcaster, you're always in a season of unknown because players are constantly going up and down and released and signed. You never have the set team. Like I remember one of the years I did the San Jose Giants, The San Jose Giants, we smoked the first half.
Yeah.
Smoked the first half. No one was even close, right? Well, then all of a sudden, inside that, God, what year was it? You were at High Desert, right?
96, 97? What year?
Yes, yeah, because my last year playing baseball was 95, so it was like 96, 90.
Yeah.
Remember the San Jose Giants had it was like a record first half.
Yes.
But then inside an organization, everybody gets hurt. So by the time the second half stunk,
Yeah.
and then playoffs got swept. I mean, there's so much unknown. So you've done a lot of seasons where you don't know how the team's going to be.
You don't. That's why they always say the old cliche is you market the name on the front, not the name on the back, because guys are going to change. I think on that 96, 97 San Jose team, Russ Ortiz, right?
Yes.
Mike Villano, they were loaded for a while, but then those guys could go up to AA, and it's like, what do we got now?
Yeah,
right.
You had no idea
Yeah.
Russ Ortiz was going to be a fit.
Right.
He was a reliever.
I know.
It was him and somebody else, and you're like, next thing you know, Russ Ortiz is a really good starter in Major League Baseball.
It was Darren Blood and Russ Ortiz.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, wow.
All right, so you saw these guys, not these guys, the Angels. You did see the Angels, but you saw the A's every day as you were down spring training for 31 days?
Yeah.
All right, your honest assessment. Obviously, it was the worst record in the Cactus League. That doesn't matter. It's about what you saw. What do you think about the club?
Well, I know that just if you see a team with Tyler Wade not making the team, that tells you a little bit about the team, And by the way, I've got the upset. You guys are going to be blown away with my leader in saves. I cannot wait to see your reaction when you hear who my saves prediction is for.
We didn't get it.
Jets.
We can do it now because you got to go in a few minutes. We might as well do it now.
All right, I'm looking at the camera.
Do it now.
We'll start at the top. Start with home runs.
Okay.
Who leads the team in home runs?
It's chalky. I mean, some of these are pretty chalky.
I knew you. What's your first year? I knew you'd go chalk.
Yeah.
You weren't going to go Tyler Soderstrom.
Not with everything, but I'll go in. I'm going Seth Brown on home runs.
All right.
Chalk.
I believe it's pretty chalky. Yep.
Stolen bases.
Chalky. Uri Ruiz. Yep.
He's chalk.
Yep.
This is chalk.
Very chalky.
Do we just want to cancel the segment now, or
No.
How about wins?
I'm going Cap on that. I'm going
Okay.
Caprillion.
All
Yep.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Saves.
This is where you're going to be blown away.
Well, let's do WAR. We'll save because you wanted to do. Who do you have in WAR?
I have Seth Smith. Chalky.
Seth Smith.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Seth Smith's back.
Seth Brown.
What the hell is Seth Smith back with the A's?
Sorry about that.
The lefty. Remember I used to rob home runs? Seth
on me.
Seth Smith was a better athlete than people gave him credit. Seth Smith was a good A.
He was.
Good interview.
All right, so
Seth Brown. Yep.
So who's going to lead team in saves?
Leading the team in saves this year will be one Chad Smith.
Isn't he in AAA?
Yep. He's going to come up and he's going to lead the team in
The
saves.
Colorado Rocky.
Yep.
Turned athletic.
Great slider, great sinker. He's going to come up here and he's going to lead the team in saves. I thought it was going to be May. I thought it might be Familia, but I thought about it.
You trumped my Zach Jackson.
Yeah.
By the way, I thought Zach Jackson was out of left field.
Watch what Chad Smith does. Watch.
All right.
Yep.
Chat. So your saves leader, my home run and WAR leader are in Vegas.
They're in Vegas right now.
That's right.
Playing for Fran Reardon. Yep.
Hey, you know what? It's a 6-month season.
That's right.
You know what? You need one injury. Well, we don't.
You don't want.
Yeah.
But you need one injury, and Smith's up.
Yeah, not even that. I mean, he'll pitch so well in Vegas. He's going to be up. They're going to find a spot for him. They're going to find a spot for him here. Believe me.
I mean, seriously, you think Soderstrom goes down and rips it? How long do you think he's down there?
He could be up in. They're going to give him probably a month down there, right? 2 months. I don't.
At some point,
Who knows?
it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's the guy. Let him
He's
go. Let him eat. You got to let him
special.
eat.
Yeah, he's going to be good. Looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Who impressed you the most while you were down there?
Man, I really liked Aledmus Diaz. I liked the way his approach at the plate. I enjoyed it. Honestly, from watching Uri Ruiz and watching him in watch him play for El Paso against the River Cats last year, I wasn't as impressed as other people were. So when I saw him this year with a quicker bat, a little more size, I mean, obviously he runs the bases, reckless abandon. He impressed me a lot. He had 17 RBIs. He had a good approach at the plate, so he impressed me a lot. He really did. But also Aledmus Diaz and
Diaz. I mean, there's a reason he was on the Astros,
right? And there was a 1 month period where he was the best player on that Astro team. Like, I mean, he had a really good year.
He just won a World Series.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're not on the Astros if you're not a baller.
Right. And I think Ryan Noda is going to have a good year. I really do. Ryan Noda, I think, is going to have a really good year.
And Ruiz, it's like when you watch them run, I mean, there's guys who are fast.
Yeah.
And there's guys who are really good athletes.
Yeah.
This is speed.
It is.
It's like fast.
It's crazy. First to third on a single, first home on a double. Just when he gets on base, don't go to the concession stand, right? You got to watch this guy. He is blazing fast.
It's God-given speed.
It's ridiculous.
I don't want to get too out over my skis and say it's track speed, but it seems like track speed.
Do you think if you were in between first and second and he was at home plate, would he beat you to home plate or would you still beat him?
Wait, I'm where?
You're between first and second. And
I'm in between
first and second. And he's at home plate. Would he pass you?
On the way to home?
Yep.
No chance.
You think you could beat him?
Yeah.
How about first base to home? He's at home plate and you're at first base.
Now, I could run a little bit back in the day.
I know what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, first, I got to think I'd beat him.
Really? Wow. I don't know, Townie.
But then again, a lot of people think they can beat that guy in Atlanta. What's the guy in Atlanta?
The Freeze.
The Freeze?
Yeah. Right, is that his name, the Freeze?
Yeah. Yep.
Because you always see people get out that side. You're like, there's no way. Oh, he is going to catch that.
Yeah.
It is
It's
unbelievable.
crazy. It is crazy. Yeah.
So, if you put me halfway, there's no way he catches me.
No chance. You're not beating him.
I'll
No
tell you,
chance.
but first base, that,
Wait, no,
that would be close.
You are not beating. I don't care if you're 40 years younger. You're not beating him.
Who?
Ruiz.
If you put me in between first and second?
To second base?
No.
From there to home?
Yeah.
No, I think he passes you.
Wow.
What?
I think we got to.
There's no way.
I think we got a challenge at the end of the year.
There is no. That's 108. That's 190 something feet.
This guy
That's it.
flies. He flies.
I know how to have a good angle around the bases too.
When was the last time you ever ran the bases in San Jose State? Probably before San Jose State.
It's been a while. I'm not in the greatest shape. I know I've lost some weight, but
I don't know, man. I don't know. Be fun to watch. Be fun to see.
I guarantee you, I'll hit a golf ball farther than he does.
Yeah, you probably. By the way, where's my?
It's gonna take. It took us some time to get these.
Okay.
It's gonna
All
take
right.
some time. It's
Okay.
gonna take some time.
All right. Okay.
Everybody
All right.
will have links sold.
Okay.
You got to give me some time.
All right. Don't mean to be greedy.
Well, as we know,
All right.
shipping and everything has been.
I got you.
It was.
Yeah, they're pretty sharp. I like them.
Yeah. Oh wait, we got a whole line.
Yeah.
Well, the
ready.
first thing was take care of the guys who are going to be on camera every day.
Yeah.
That's us. We'll get you
Right.
guys.
Okay.
You'll be styling and
Thank you.
profiling.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ric Flair.
Happy opening day, everybody. I can't tell you, it's an honor for us to bring you A's Cast and A's Cast Live ever since we created it to where it is today. It's an honor. Now, the fact that we get to be a part of your lives inside the A's family, it's very, very special. Get ready. It's a roller coaster ride, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but it's 6 months of A's baseball, and we're going to give it to you every single day the best way we can. That's our commitment to you, taking care of your organization. Thank you for watching A's Cast Live.
Whoa,
I know you're not
okay.
done. I'm saying goodbye. I know, Commander, it's all about you. I'm going to be back doing A's Total Access. I'll be with you after the game, taking your phone calls. But happy opening day, everybody. Johnny D and the Commander next, right here from the field. Thank you for watching and continuing to watch A's Cast Live.
Chris Townsend, there are two things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Linksole, and you're going to love Linksole. They have just released their new spring line, new fabrics for their polos, lightweight and perfect for technical performance. Linksole also has new styles for their layers and hoodies with cool prints and seasonal colors. You know what they say in the big leagues: look good, play good. Go to linksole.com. That's linksole.com.
Chevron with Techron has unbeatable engine cleaning power, and it gives you unbeatable mileage for all kinds of unbeatable destinations. Like time in the sun at the beach, or time in the sun riding roller coasters, or a day in the sun hiking mountains. Well, probably just one mountain would be enough for a day, but hiking a mountain is still an unbeatable choice for how to spend time. Download the Chevron app now to get unbeatable mileage at locations near you.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Thanks to the Xfinity 10G network, my little brother's friends won't leave our house. When I was their age, internet with basically no interruptions was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, Billy, this deck is great for getting everyone together. Thanks. We're really enjoying the outdoor space, especially on a day like today. What's the material? Humboldt Redwood from Ashby Lumber. They gave us a great deal, provided us with a quick quote, and we couldn't be happier. We even found a great contractor through their online contractor directory.
Don't miss a day outdoors. Visit Ashby Lumber in Berkeley or Concord to see our stock of naturally strong, naturally beautiful Humboldt Redwood. Find out more at ashbylumber.com for all your building needs. Ashby Lumber.
It's that time of the year again, A's fans. Opening day is almost here. Join us on Thursday, March 30th for the start of the season when your A's take on Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Angels.
And swung on and drilled left center field. Martinez going back at the track right to the wall, and he will watch it fly.
Get to the ballpark early and snag a 2023 A's Magnet schedule. So buy yours today at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Streaming from the town, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
Well, our liner's wrong. It's not Chris Townsend anymore. It's now Commander Cody and Johnny, who are here for the last 5 minutes.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Okay.
So we'll get into a little prediction since Townie didn't want to do it with me since I don't know, I guess he thinks that's boring radio, boring streaming. So I'm gonna sit down. So,
all right.
So who do you think? Let's just go through it.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations, first opening day.
Oh,
I mean, this is my 5th year now, so it's
nice.
I'm a seasoned veteran, I guess. Who do you think's going to win? Let's go through the AL first. AL East.
All right, AL East. I have the. It's a little chalky, but I just in looking at it over the last several months, and I have the Blue Jays winning the East with that rotation. You have the Blue Jays winning the East. Yep.
You're the first person I've heard, either from podcasts I've listened to, friends I've talked to, people I work with, that have not picked the Yankees to win the AL East.
Wow, interesting.
So who do you have winning the Central?
This is a little bit of an upset as well. I have the White Sox winning the Central.
Okay, that's. I'm not surprised. I am surprised, but I'm not, because as we talked about in Know Your White Sox in spring training with trivia, they've only made the playoffs 11 times in their franchise history after over 120 years. They have a good team. The great news about Liam Hendricks, he can be back before June, which is awesome. We love Liam on this program, so get well soon, Liam. Hope to see you at the end of June when the White Sox come, the Southsiders come to town. You'll learn about that whole joke as we go along. But yeah, I love that, because I think the win projection on them was like 82.5.
Yeah,
and I think that they could hit that over, especially if all their guys stay healthy.
I do. I agree. I just like I like some of the young guys on that team. I like the vets, and I like that rotation. And I think the bullpen's going to be good too. So I do like the White Sox in the West. Yeah, look, they're a little banged up right now, but I still.
Oh, you're not taking my Mariners? Not my Mariners. You're not taking the Mariners?
I'm taking the Astros, but I do have the Mariners getting into the playoffs.
Okay, so I paid off my bet that I owed to Townie on the no pitcher would go over 200 innings last year, and that fell short when Sandy Alcantara did it by like June. So I took him to dinner last night. So the new one this year is I said that the Mariners make the playoffs, and he said they won't.
I'm with you.
So yeah, a lot of people are. I think literally everyone's picked the Mariners.
Yeah.
So if you have the Astros and the Mariners as a wild card team, who are your other two wild cards?
Well, my wild cards. No, I have the Astros win the West. My wild cards are Mariners, Yankees, and this is going to really.
I saw it, so that's why I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, I know. I did a lot's got to go right, because a lot of people are picking the Angels. I have the Rangers. I have the Rangers to
big win today.
Yeah,
big win today. The ground didn't look great, but they came back.
Who are your wild cards?
Mariners, Blue Jays, and Rays.
Rays, okay.
Yeah. I went chalk and took the Yankees. Shocker, I went chalk and took the Guardians.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, I took the Astros to win the West. So very chalky, except for a lot of people haven't picked the Rays to make the wild card, which I think is a little shocking, because the Rays are the Rays. I mean, they won 86 games last year. I don't know if they really got worse. They added Zach Eflin. They're going to Tyler Glasnow's hurt now.
Yeah,
but they're still going to find some guy
they
they've never heard of before.
They always find a way. So ALCS, I have Blue Jays and Mariners. ALCS.
Wow, that's a rematch of last year's playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't go that far into how the playoffs went. But I like it. Sorry. So nationally, who wins the National League East?
This is going to surprise a lot of people. I actually picked the Mets. I think the Mets are going to win the East.
I got the Braves. So we're different on that.
Okay.
All right.
Central, chalky, Cardinals.
Not taking the Pirates. I'm a little shocked.
Yeah, I know. It disappoints you.
They raised the Jolly Roger. They won opening day. Big day for me. I got the Brewers actually.
Interesting.
Everyone who listens to this program knows I'm a sucker for Brewers love. So I love Corbin Burns, our pitching staff. I think their offense. Maybe Yelich takes a step forward again. I don't know. I mean, he just doesn't look the same.
Pretty good team, man.
The Cardinals are good though. I mean, they have Goldschmidt, Arenado. They're pitching. They don't have an ace, but they still have a pretty good staff.
They do have a good staff.
So I think that it's going to be neck and neck between this. The Reds aren't there. The Cubs and the Pirates aren't there.
And the West, I know it's sexy to pick the Padres. Everybody's picking the Padres, but and nobody's really. I mean, people are still talking about them, but I do still think the Dodgers have enough, and they have enough depth in that rotation with a guy like Gavin Stone's going to come up, and Pepio will do well, and they got Grove. But they have some other guys that will come up and do really well for them.
Bobby Miller too, right?
Yeah.
So I saw Pepio one on the injured list, I think, too.
Oh, he did.
I believe that's what I saw read earlier, or something like that. But either way, I mean, they still have Kershaw.
Yeah.
I mean, they have guys in their side. I mean, they don't have they don't have Bueller right now, and there's another starter. Dustin May back coming out fully healthy. Have Tommy John too. I like the Dodgers too. I have the Dodgers winning. The
Dodgers one of those. My wild cards and my wild cards are the. I can't believe I don't have the Brewers. When I looked at my wild cards, are the Phillies, Braves, and Padres.
Mine were because I had the Dodgers. I had Padres, Mets, and Cardinals. Yeah.
Okay. And then who do you have in the NLCS?
If I had a pick, I'd go. Braves, and I'll go Braves and Padres.
Okay, I went Cardinals, Padres. Even though Padres going to be a wild card, but I do have Cardinals, Padres, NLCS, and Cardinals in 7. So I have Blue Jays and Cardinals in the World Series.
What do you have winning?
I have the Blue Jays winning in 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Toronto wins the World Series this year.
That'd be 30 years later.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Okay.
You'll never hit a bigger home run,
Thank
Joe.
you, Joe Carter.
You'll never hit a bigger home run.
By the way, I got a text before we end here.
Yeah.
Jesse Goldberg-Strassler from the Lansing Lugnuts reached out. Loved the segment about the predictions on who's going to lead the team, and he loves Soderstrom. He did say, I produced the show that he did with Matt Neverett and Alex Jensen on the Minor League Broadcasters podcast, and he said that he thinks Soderstrom could be like Bryce Harper. So he likes Soderstrom when it comes to that. He has wins, James Caprillion, home runs, Connor Capel, WAR, Tony Kemp, Nick Allen in steals, and Danny Jimenez in saves.
I respect it.
So check out the Lansing Lugnuts, our good friend Jesse Goldberg-Strassler. He did a couple games last year for us in Boston.
Great guy.
But
great guy.
Let's be real. The story's about you. This is your first opening day. What's your first game you're doing on the air?
First game will be April 14th. And actually, I got to correct you. I did have an opening day with Vinny when Ken had his knee replacement in 2012. But
11 years ago.
Yeah, 11 years ago. But first as a full-time A's guys, it feels really good.
Yeah, no, we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
And April 14th, we're looking forward to it, Johnny. This is fun. We're going to be doing this all year. So we want to thank Mark Kotsay, the general manager, David Forst, Angel Star, we'll call him a star, Brett Phillips, Ryan Noda, happy birthday, and Johnny, of course. Chris Townsend will have A's Total Access coming up at 6, and we'll talk to everyone on Monday ahead of the Guardian Series at 4 o'clock right here on A's Cast Live.
This is Chris Townsend. There are 2 things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered